Okay, recording begins now. Interview begins now. Okay.
So,
First question, what do you do in your free time?
Classroom.
Oh, what do I do in my free time? Usually I try to find someone to do something with. I don't really care what, as long as I'm with somebody else. And if not, then I just watch TV.
That's funny. Currently, I use my free time to look at other scripts. That's about it. Sometimes, if I'm really, really out of it, then I'll go do something active.
It depends on the day. I would say that I spend a lot of my free time watching Netflix. Lately, Once Upon a Time. I play guitar. I like to do a lot of personal analysis. I keep a self-evaluation checklist or chart that I go through every day. It takes about a half hour, and I have like 79 things that I evaluate myself on.
For my free time, I like to watch Korean dramas and sometimes do homework.
I like to hang out with my friends, and I like to read books, and I also like to hang out with my parents, and also I like to go on social.
So in the free time that you have,
Okay.
do you have a lot of time wasters?
Time wasters.
You have a lot of time wasters.
Time wasters.
Yes, I guess. Which is Korean dramas. Unfortunately. Makes me hard to say.
Anything else besides Korean dramas?
Facebook and Snapchat. Those videos,
Definitely
scare me.
social media and just my phone and yeah, if I like, especially during the weekdays, if I don't get together with my friends, because I usually only do that on the weekends, my free time, like when I'm not doing homework or something, is spent like on Instagram or on Snapchat or texting someone, or sometimes it's reading a book, but mostly it's just looking.
Yeah, like Netflix.
Yeah, not really. Every now and then. No, I only go on Facebook really because I have work on there and then family stuff on there.
Cool.
That's basically the only reason.
Now, I would say that in the past, yes, I have wasted a lot of time, or maybe spent it unproductively. I would say now I come to keep my free time spent unproductively to a minimum.
Do you ever seek out alone time?
So do you ever seek out alone time so you can specifically do your alone time stuff?
Like, run away from people?
Well, I'm actually an introverted person, so sometimes I just get exhausted and I just have to recharge and be by myself.
I would say that yes, I actually sometimes I love being with people when I have it planned out. Spontaneous stuff isn't always in my nature. I like being around people, but only people that I'm comfortable with, and so there's not a ton of people I'm comfortable with. So when I get the chance to spend time with them, I go for it, but otherwise I kind of detest being around people.
I like being alone. To be alone is what I do most of my days.
Yes. Sometimes if mom and dad are in the room with me, I like to go into my room and look at my phone so I'm not like distracted by.
If I got in a fight with somebody, if I was upset with like Brett, or then I would probably just want to be alone, and I'd go and hide myself under my blankets and watch Netflix.
What do you do when you feel disconnected?
Disconnection.
What disconnection?
But I feel like, but I feel like that's kind of what I wanted when I'd seek it for myself, is to just push everybody else away.
Okay.
I want it to be that way. I want to push everything else out.
Okay.
When I think of disconnection, it's more so regarding like nature or culture, and not so much like society or social things because I don't know, I identify with my culture the most, so to be disconnected makes me feel lost and like, who am I? As well as with nature, because I may love nature more than people, and to feel disconnected with nature, I just feel like I'm not one whole.
So I was actually diagnosed with major depressive disorder years ago and learned to manage it. But I feel like the feeling of disconnection is a large part of that. And since we're asking, questions about being alone and spending time with others and what I do in my free time and things, I feel like the subject of social disconnection is coming to mind for me. So in that context, for me, social disconnection is akin to social discord. It feels like something is off, something is not quite right when you feel like you don't fit in, or you're not accepted, or not wanted, even if you're welcome. For me, that feeling is kind of a feeling of uselessness, of worthlessness, and it's difficult to try to reconcile that with how I feel about myself, which is otherwise. But when you have friends who go out and do fun things and you're not invited, and you see it on Facebook or otherwise, you can't help but wonder and think what the disconnection is, and why are they going out and doing these fun things, and why do they look happy when I'm here alone.
Sometimes I just want it for myself and I just push everyone away. And then sometimes if I don't feel it, they're like, well, that's cool, just do my own thing.
Okay.
So I don't know, it depends.
Sometimes I just feel like I'm locking myself inside an emotional torture chamber and I can't even do anything about it. Or I can, but I'm just afraid that what's on the other side of that is even worse. Because then what happens is, then I have to go by myself. But then I want to talk to someone, but then the only person that I even want to talk to is a person who's causing all the problems. And so then what?
Why don't you talk to him?
Because what if he doesn't even care? And then what if he just looks at me and says, okay, bye. Then what? So then I look up conference talks and they're like, oh, well, blah, 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 blah. People have real problems. And I'm like, oh, sorry. The end. I know. It's stupid. What is it that's so great about me that everybody wants to be friends with me? And what is it that's so horrible about me that nobody wants to date me, and it cancels out whatever's so great about me? Tell me.
It depends. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just want to be with other people.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Just something to take my mind off of that, whatever that is.
I don't know, like I sometimes feel really disconnected from one of my friends because she has a boyfriend that I'm also good friends with, but sometimes they get to be like where it's just them two talking, and that is where I feel really disconnected and uncomfortable because I'm friends with both of them and we normally have really good conversations and we have a lot of fun together, but when it's them two just talking to each other, I feel like awkward and like I'm not supposed to be there, so I turn to my phone to make it seem less awkward for me. It's not really just to like connect with people, it's mostly to just remove myself from the situation.
So there's a lot of people that might feel that they try to connect and they can't. So for you, is there a point, and at what point do you stop trying to connect and you just give up?
I think what I've come to the realization is that the feeling of disconnection isn't cured by other people and when they accept you or not. The feeling of disconnection is remedied when you realize that what you have to offer is more important than what you have to give.
If I've tried
when you realize that
several
you're
times
going
and
to do
I've
something and
failed
you're going to be
Like
selfless.
it's
and
very
to
rare
really
that'll actually
make that connection by force,
Even
and I'll
when
just be
you
like,
don't
it's
expect
not
it.
meant to be.
Just because
Or
you're
it'll
Even
not
go out
happen.
and be kind to
disconnected, or
that
because you
person
just
and
never
smile
know?
and ask them how they are. Even when you feel
And
like
when
it's-
you do feel disconnected, is that when
It's kind of hard for
Instagram
you
and I'm
look
like, wait,
for
I don't even
to
know
love
what's
them
alone time?
selflessly,
really upset
do you
with
think
someone.
they are like?
Other
Do you
people's
think
posts
there's
because
needed disconnection in a
because
why do I
when
wanna
you
look at
act
what they're
that
doing
way,
when I should
it
be
brings
just
hope.
like sometimes I'm with my
Yeah.
brings
friends.
that
But in my
Yeah.
alone time when I feel
Don't
disconnected,
I'm on
I
Instagram
don't
right now because
Final
I'm
time.
my company.
Okay, so do you find yourself
You have to
making
be the
hobbies
one
or habits.
to
Instead,
offer
I'll just
them.
like
Okay, it's when you do.
I'll spend more
So
time
how
writing
many
my
Try to
journal.
for those who
Yeah,
feel like they're not
definitely
just,
when I'm
or they're not
stressed,
connected to others,
think.
or
And
I think it's a stress reliever, but it's
Or like,
or I can, but I'm just afraid that what's on the other
Don't-
side of that is even worse.
don't wait for
sometimes
others.
Thank you.
What happens
Wait
is
for
then
their
I have to
approval
go
or their
myself.
invitation.
Then I want to talk to someone. Then the only person
You
who
have
I
to
want
be
to talk to
with
is
my
the person
friends, I
who's
feel
causing
what
all
you
the problems.
You have to
And so then
go out, give them a reason to want you, and you have to not care if they
People
want
say
you
so.
or not. That you
We're sorry, you have reached a
Person.
number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.